It's been a while since I've made any Tamagotchi content, and it's been even longer since I've reviewed a new release, and that is because I have the curse of living in Canada. I often feel like the last content creator in the Tamagotchi community to get the Tamagotchi releases. This happened with the On, this happened with the Pix, and now it happened with the Uni. And by the time I receive my Tamagotchi, I just feel like there's already so much information out around it. I feel like there's already so many videos and content. So in the past, I've thought, what's the point? But I've come to realize that some of you out there are like me and you keep up on all of the Tamagotchi news, you follow the blogs, you're in the Discord, you watch all of the videos and keep up to date with releases, but maybe you want to hear my thoughts around it. And I also realized that a much larger group of you sort of see me as your Tamagotchi friend, and I'm kind of your connection to the community. I am the person that keeps you in the loop of things. So I figured even though I'm late to the party, I can still make a video around the Tamagotchi Uni. And instead of going in with sort of a first impressions blind opening and unboxing, I could instead try to make a more thorough and in-depth review. I will have a timeline for this video in the description, so if you want to skip around to any particular part or if you want to come back and figure something out, you can absolutely do so. I've been playing with my Tamagotchi Uni for about 2 weeks now, and before that, while I was waiting for it to come, I watched a bunch of videos to try to learn about it and really understand it too. So I think I have a good grasp on it. You might be familiar with the term horse girl, which now that I think about it, if you're not, I don't really know how to explain. Horse girls are a lifestyle. Basically someone who is obsessed with horses, and I have recently realized that I might be the equivalent but for dragons. I have always loved dragons, I've always had an interest in them. It's led to an interest in reptiles, which is why I was so excited that Call of Dragons wanted to sponsor this video, because I also love MMOs. Call of Dragons is an MMO conquest game set in the immersive fantasy realm of Tamaverse, which is facing utter destruction after the heavens fell, releasing an evil known as the Darklings. In this game, we must unite warring factions to defeat this threat. There is a massive world to explore with tundras, forests, and wastelands. You will also come across huge monsters known as behemoths, which are really difficult to defeat. You will need to form alliances with your fellow players to help take them down. These behemoths include dragons and giant bears, so this is really the perfect world for me. But you might be wondering, why would I want to fight dragons and giant adorable bears? Well, because after you defeat these behemoths, they will join your alliances and fight alongside you. I am someone who often dies repeatedly in games and has to restart and risks rage quitting, but Call of Dragons has free healing so you can fight without fear. Call of Dragons is available on PC as well as mobile and includes crossplay. You can join this magical world of monsters by downloading it from my link in the description. Every viewer who downloads this game on PC helps support my channel. Thank you so much, Call of Dragons. Now let's get back to my Tamagotchi review. I want to first talk about this release and the price of it, and kind of a little bit about understanding modern era Tamagotchis. Every time I tell someone that there is a new Tamagotchi release and they aren't a current collector, I am always met with the exact same comment, and that is, wow, the price is so expensive. I thought it would be $20. Always specifically $20. There's a few things to understand regarding this. These are different products. They're not the same thing. I don't want you to think of them as being equivalent or the same thing. So this is the original Tamagotchi, and they are still being produced today and being sold. You can find them at like Walmart's, in Canada, here at Toys R Us, Urban Outfitters. The MSRP for this release is about $30, and $20 in 1997 money is about $38 now due to inflation, so there's already that kind of disparity in price. I want you to think about these as separate lines. So this is the original Tamagotchi line, this is the connection line, and then this is part of the modern era of Tamagotchis. I made a video explaining all of the different releases through the years a while back, so it's a little bit outdated and there's a few that I missed, but I will link one in the video. Another creator made a fully in-depth coverage of all the different Tamagotchi releases. We often think of the modern era of Tamagotchi starting with the plus color, and this was kind of the first big jump from the connection style to this new style of Tamagotchi. It introduced a different lit screen and a bunch more features, and this was only in Japan. Through the years, there were many other Japanese modern era Tamagotchis released, and this sort of set the price point for this style of Tamagotchi to be around $60 to $80, just due to the amount of tech in it and all of the features. Here in North America, we did not see a modern era release Tamagotchi until the release of the Tamagotchi On. This was a localized version of the Tamagotchi Meets. The Tamagotchi On was short-lived, and I feel like there was little to no advertising for it, and if you try to buy it now in the secondhand market, it is ridiculous. I understand that the price increase for this modern era of Tamagotchi is expensive, but it's much better to buy it when it is in retail stores rather than when it's in the secondhand market, because all Tamagotchi releases skyrocket in the secondhand market. They are always way more expensive, so if you wait on it and sit and then it stops being produced and carried in stores, you're gonna end up paying even more for it. If you are interested in the Tama Pix, I recommend getting one soon because this is still available on Amazon and Walmart, but I'm telling you, as soon as it isn't, it will be so expensive. And the same goes for the Uni. I'm not sure how long this is going to be available. It kind of seems like it is the start of maybe a longer lived line, because I think that they might release a couple more colors of it, and they're doing a lot of promotion around it, a lot more than I feel that they did for the older releases, so hopefully it'll stick around a bit longer. These older releases had a ton more variation of shells, and I think that you were meant to get more of them, whereas I feel like these modern era releases, they make less shell designs, so I think it's less about collecting a bunch of them and more like investing a lot of your time into one or two of them. The amount of features, which I will get into in this video, in this device is kind of like having a Switch game on the go, whereas this is like a quick keychain pet that you just basically feed and play one mini game. This device is also about the cost of a Switch game. I do acknowledge that this device is expensive, and depending on how much time and effort and interest you have in it, you may not want to invest in it, and that's totally fine. I just wanted to kind of cover why I personally think that it is worth it to have. I think that Tamagotchi US, Bandai, North America, they often forget about their adult collectors and they don't really explain the releases very well, so I kind of wanted to try to fill in the gaps where you might not know about these things. Okay, so where can you buy this device? You can buy this device from Target in the States. You can buy it on American Amazon. In Canada, Gamestop, I almost said EB Games. Gamestop is doing a pre-order for it, and it seems like that has the least amount of markup. It doesn't seem like it has much of any markup, it's just the conversion rate. Other than Gamestop, I'm not sure where you can get this release in Canada, and it's not supposed to release here in Canada until August 11th, even though it did a worldwide release July 15th. In the past, the other modern era Tamagotchis were available at Mastermind, Toys R Us, and Urban Outfitters, and I just want to mention that Urban Outfitters had the highest markup. The nice thing about the Tamagotchi Uni release is that all of them include English, French, German, Portuguese, Spanish, Italian, and Japanese built in, so it doesn't matter where you get your release, you will have the option to use any of those languages. So you could buy the Japanese version and still play it. The Japanese release is available on Japan You Want. The only real difference is the packaging. The North American version has this really bulky packaging. I understand that it's used to also be sort of a display for the product, and then the Japanese has a more combined, slick, smaller packaging because they generally have separate displays in stores. So this Tamagotchi is actually the successor to the Tama Smart, which was a smart watch that was only released in Japan. There are some differences to it, but I am not going to compare it to that because I never got the Smart. When they released the On, I kind of figured that they would do some sort of other version of this smartwatch type style Tamagotchi, so I skipped it, and I'm really glad that they did. So I'm only going to be comparing this to the North American modern era Tamagotchis like the Pix and the On. Some much needed nice new features to this device is that it finally has a charging port. You don't have to use batteries for it, and it uses USB-C. It comes with a tiny USB-C cable, but I honestly haven't been using it because I already have USB-C charging cables around for different devices, so I just plug it in. It's been really convenient. This unit brought back the buttons, and they're like a hard plastic and they are raised. So if you're familiar with older Tamagotchis, they have kind of that squishy button that can kind of get stuck underneath or kind of lose its sensitivity. These are much better quality, and then the Tama Pix had no buttons at all. It was just a touch screen and the sensitivity was a little bit off. But these buttons work really well, and I can definitely see the longevity in them. There is a spot to wear this as a lanyard. You can also wear it on the watch band that it comes with, or you can just hold it. I actually have been really enjoying wearing this as a watch. When I saw other people wearing it, I thought that it was really big and bulky, but I have had no issues with it, and I don't normally wear watches, but I've been wearing it comfortably and it's fine. I think that having the back be flat really helps it. And I don't know if the other people I was watching just had really tiny wrists. But I don't know, my personal level of comfort with it, I've been enjoying it, wearing it this way. It doesn't seem like there's any way that sweat could get into it, but Luke's life kind of mentioned the idea of sweat getting into the device, and that kind of scares me a little bit because I do want to keep it pristine for as long as possible. So I've only been wearing it when I want to go on a walk with it, which I will get into. In the Tamagotchi On, they introduced this mixing feature where you would have traits from your two Tamagotchi parents, and then your offspring would inherit those traits and kind of blend together. This one is only based off of care. I kind of like that because I remember with the Tamagotchi On, there were certain traits that I didn't like and I was trying to like get rid of them. And this is kind of like a cool surprise every time. This device also connects to Wi-Fi, so I feel like there might be an updated growth chart down the line and they might release different Tamagotchis, kind of similar to how the Tamagotchi On app was with the monthly different characters that you could marry. I think that that's a potential. When I heard that this device connects to Wi-Fi, I really thought that I would be able to connect with my friends from far away because I don't have many friends locally that play with Tamagotchis, and I thought that maybe we could like interact or marry, and it doesn't seem like there's a feature like that right now. I do think that it has the potential to be updated. There's already been a few updates since the release, so I'm hoping that that's coming in the future. I'm going to talk about the Tamaverse a little bit later, which is what the Wi-Fi feature is for, but there is a section that isn't open yet, so we'll see. The other new update with this Tamagotchi is that they've removed gender requirements for marriage, so you can have same-sex marriages with your Tamagotchi. Now I think it's time that we get up close and personal with the Tamagotchi Uni, and I will show you all of its features and menu icons. Let's go! I was happily surprised by the size of the Tamagotchi Uni. It's actually a lot closer in size to the old connections. I'm sorry that this one is deceased. It's closer in size to those releases than it is to the more recent Tamagotchi On. You can see that this one is a lot thicker, and I don't know why I thought it was going to be this size. That would be really uncomfortable on your wrist. And then of course it's even smaller compared to the most recent one, the Pix, which looks absolutely huge in comparison. So I'm actually really happy with this size. This is the comparison of it next to a Connection and then an OG, so you can see it's a lot closer in size to a Connection. And that also means that accessories that you may have for Connections will work with the Tamagotchi Uni. So this case that I have from years ago will fit my Tamagotchi Uni. So cute. So this first button is known as the A button, this is the B button, this is the C button, and you hold down the B button to get started. I'm not going to go through the initial setup just for time, but if you need any help with it, I will link videos below that explain it more. The A button will bring up the menus, and the C button kind of works as like a back feature, and then the B button will go through all of the different rooms that your Tamagotchi can explore, including the backyard, which you can later place an item and attract a pet for your Tamagotchi, and you can switch out whatever is on display here. Originally, the B button on Tamagotchis used to bring up the clock, but you actually bring it up by holding down the A button. And there's different interfaces that you can choose if you want. You can change the design, and you can also change the layout of the clock. This screen also shows the battery that's left on your Tama, and I need to charge it. The first icon is where you go through the different status and profile settings, so shows, oh, my Tamagotchi is really hungry but really happy. Your profile shows the type of Tamagotchi that you have, and then its personality type and what day you are on. This is the care icon menu, and you earn these by doing different things with your Tamagotchi, and you earn them through multiple generations of Tamagotchi, so it doesn't refresh, you just keep building onto it as you raise more. This is the settings menu, and you can control the brightness of your screen with it, and also the sound. I always play with the sound off, but I should play with it on so that you hear. And they release an update where you can adjust the level of the sound, not just have it on or off, but actually how loud it is. This is the food icon page. I have bought a bunch of food for my Tamagotchi because as an adult, they are not interested in the default foods. Oh, it really likes ham sandwich. This is different snacks that you can give your Tamagotchi. You can also spam feed, which is nice if you want to just build their food bar up really quickly. And then delivery allows you to order these different food items for your Tamagotchi. And it's nice that you can order multiple at a time, with the max being 3, so that you don't have to keep going back and forth to the food menu. There are also sales days where the food is all 50% off, and there is some discourse online about when exactly these sales days are. Some sources say that they're the 10th, the 20th, and the 30th, whereas other sources say that it's the 5th, the 15th, and the 25th. I would say just regularly check the delivery and see what the price is, and when they are on sale, stock up on them. This is the bathroom menu, where you can use a toilet. I have not used the Babysitter yet, but you can hire a babysitter here. The social, occasionally your Tama will be on a phone sitting here, and they actually are making social media posts, which you can share to your phone. This is where you can see your past Tamagotchis. It's not like a family tree the way it was in On. This is the Tamaverse, which was the big draw to this Tamagotchi. So in this menu, you connect to Wi-Fi, although some of these features you can use off of Wi-Fi. And we will start with Tama Square. If you are familiar with the Tamagotchi On, it's a lot like the app that you had on your phone, but instead it's all in this device in the Tamaverse. So this is Tama Party, where you can marry other Tamagotchis. This is traveling. You select different destinations and go traveling with your Tamagotchi, and you will get different items from doing this, as well as, I think, crafting recipes. This is of course my favorite because it is the Tama fashion area, so let's explore. In this section you can choose to buy outfits that have been made by other players, and then you can get those items for yourself. And these are items that they've gotten through traveling or by crafting them with the DIY feature, and this is the outfit that I put together. Now back to the main Tamaverse area. There is the Tama Arena, which will have certain games for a select amount of time that you can play with other players online. Most recently, there was a racing game, which I was really bad at, and I am bad at racing games in general. And then this section has not yet opened up. I think that that's just to come with time and updates, because originally the Tama Arena wasn't open and now it is, so this is probably something that will unlock later on. This icon is all of your different items, so you can have your Tamagotchi play with toys here, and you can also access your Roomba cleaning robot, so sometimes your Tama's environment will become dirty and you'll have to use this to clean it up. What's cool about this release is that in previous versions you'd only be able to put, I think, like a head accessory on and then maybe an outfit, but this has 4 categories. You can change what's on their head, you can change what's on their face, and right now I only have, oh, that's cute. I forgot that we just got that. This mask was from a DIY project, and then this I just got from the Tamaverse, so let's try it on. You can change their held accessory, which the teddy bear is my favorite, but sure, we'll give them something new just for the video. But I love the teddy bear. This is where you can change the furniture in your default room. It comes with the sofa and TV, but I have gotten this gaming desk after my own heart and this wardrobe, which totally reminds me of Animal Crossing. Finally, under crafts, this shows the recipes that you have collected by taking your Tamagotchi on walks. And so you can choose what to make, and then you also earn those materials from going on walks and traveling. And it took me a while to realize that you can actually change, you don't have to have that required material. You can change the color and choose what type you make, which gives you more customization options. I had to take some breaks while recording, and a lot has happened. So my Tamagotchi sadly passed away, and I can now show you how to restart it and get a new egg. You just hold down A and C at the same time and you will get a new Tama. I also learned that you can place items in the room. So not only can you have your Tamagotchi play with different things, you can have it just there all the time and they'll interact with it. So this icon is for taking your Tamagotchi out, and this is where the mall is, the arcade, and then taking your Tama on a walk with you. The mall is pretty self-explanatory. That's where you buy different items for your Tamagotchi. If you've gotten more things from codes, or you have excess, or you accidentally bought something, you can sell it back to earn money, which is nice. So this is just where you get items, different furniture for your room, accessories, your actual room decor you can change here. They're on sale today. Oh my gosh. Now I wish I had waited. The arcade is where you play the games. So let me show you the different games to play with your Tamagotchi. So there are always 3 games at any given time. The first 2 are always there, and then the bottom one rotates based on season. So you will always have dancing and fast food, and best photo is currently for summer. There is actually a strategy to dancing. I tried to follow along and dance just like it tells you to. It tells you to wear it and kind of do dance moves, but I could never get it to really work. So people online have found a specific strategy to win this game. Okay, so start off by putting the Tama on a flat surface, and when you see this move, just leave it and wait for the music cue to play out. When you see this move, you turn the Tamagotchi to the right and just hold it there until the music cue finishes. When you see this dance move, you will turn the Tamagotchi over and leave it facing down. This game has 3 rounds with 4 total randomized moves, so if you get this dance move, you will turn the Tamagotchi to the left and hold it there. This is fast food where you just serve customers by moving with the A button and then selecting with the B button. I find that this is a good game if you want to just spam happiness. You can finish it really quickly. The other game, Best Photo, I kind of like if you're doing something else like watching TV. You don't have to pay as much close attention. You can kind of leave it for a little while. This game is all about just landing it as close to this area as possible by hitting the B button. So you can just be watching something and not really paying attention. It won't time out, and then just look back and try to do your best. So Tama Walk, you can go to these different areas to walk your Tamagotchi. You just wear the device and it will count your steps. I would go on a walk right now, but it's been raining all day, so I won't be able to really demonstrate this for you. But it basically has a timer for 20 minutes. This bar will fill up if you are actually walking. And your Tama will find different items. What's nice about this is that you don't have to pay attention to it. I wasn't sure if you had to like check in with your Tama while you were walking to get the items, but you can fully just ignore it, and eventually your Tamagotchi will return home, and then you can see the items that you got here. By going to the bottom, show you previous, it'll show you what you got. We didn't get anything because we didn't really walk. The street, park, and sea are all just different themed walks where you can get different items, but the farm is a little bit different. It's more of a motion game. So you tilt your Tamagotchi to get different materials for the DIY crafts. So depending on how many of these you collect, you'll get different materials. The connect is just for local connection for other Tamagotchi Unis, which I don't have another one, so we'll have to hopefully discover that at a convention. I hope I'll run into someone else with a uni. This is where you set up your network. This is where you download any items or anything that they have sent out. This is if the device needs an update. And I'm really happy that this info area exists and it has mail, because it will tell you when there are events happening, so you don't have to stay up to date on like Twitter or Discord or with the community. It'll just automatically let you know when something's available, when you need an update, when something's going on. Here are some current codes that you can input into your Tamagotchi Uni to get items. The Tamagotchi wiki is constantly updating this page, so I will leave a link to it in the description as well. Be sure to check it out. Well, I think that I've done the best of my abilities to cover the Tamagotchi Uni so far. I will definitely be posting more like logs of it and just me playing around with it on TikTok and in my shorts here on YouTube, as well as Instagram, of course. In case you want to know more about the Tamagotchi Uni, I will let you know more about the videos that I watched to prepare. I want to give a quick shout out to all of the videos that I watched in order to learn about this product. I watched Raw Tamazone's unboxing and review of the Tamagotchi Uni, and it was really helpful in understanding it. I think that he explains things in a way that's really easy to understand and follow. His content is really nice as well. It's quite calming and cozy. It almost has slight ASMR aspects to it. I've also been watching Cozy Boo's videos on the Tamagotchi Uni, which are more short and episodic, going through kind of like a Tama log, a Tama diary of their experience with the Tamagotchi Uni. I'd love to know in the comments if you have a Tamagotchi Uni yourself, if you're thinking of getting one, or if you just are here to enjoy watching me play with one. And also let me know if there's any other virtual pet content you would like to see. Thanks for watching! Is that right foot creep? Is someone really at the door? Oh my gosh. Why? It's probably mail, so I need to get it. Hi, I'm filming a video.
You look hot.
Thank you. Can I call you back later?